Well, good morning, everyone. I hope this day finds everybody doing well. I hope that your days were filled with commemoration and admiration for MLK. We're going to talk a little bit about MLK this morning. Not that I'm an expert, but from my own perspective of some of the things that are going around today about Mr. Martin Luther King. And I think some of them are quite unfair. However, let's say good morning to all of you. It's time to rise and shine. It is one more day above ground rather than the ground being above you. I'd say that's a lot to be thankful for this morning, wouldn't you? It is, believe it or not, it is the 20th day of January, 2025. It's time. Well, no, it's 2026. It's time to rise and shine.
We change the world and history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
And it's time for our daily bread. A word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or at least maybe give you a new one. But either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning to you. Ah, one more day above the ground. We'll be back.
In a gentle breeze, grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals and the joy you make in the tapestry of life. I see your
Welcome to today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional. I'm Kirsten Holmberg, and I titled our reading, The Wonder of Creation. While Tim was hiking on Root Glacier in Alaska, he came across something he'd not seen before. Though Tim studies glaciers professionally, the vast number of small balls of moss were completely unfamiliar to him. After tracking the bright green balls for many years, Tim and his colleagues discovered that, unlike moss on trees, the so-called glacier mice are unattached and, even more surprisingly, move in unison, like a herd or flock. At first, Tim and his colleagues suspected they were blown by the wind or were rolling downhill, but their research ruled out those guesses. They haven't yet discovered exactly how the moss balls move. Such mysteries highlight God's creativity. In his work of creation, God appointed the land to produce vegetation in the form of plants and trees. His design included glacier mice, too, though most of us won't see them firsthand unless we visit a glacier that provides a suitable environment for them. Glacier mice have been charming scientists with their fuzzy green presence since their discovery in the 1950s. When God observed the vegetation he'd created, he declared that it was good. We're surrounded by God's botanical designs, each demonstrating his creative powers and inviting us to worship him. We can delight in each of the trees and plants he's made, for they are good. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Genesis chapter 1, verses 9 through 13. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. Let's pray. Thank you, God, for the wonder of your creation and the privilege to learn about you through it. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
AI wrote this song. But I can't stop my thing because it's the song that I wrote. That's right. I know I think. I love this song. I don't love it, but I like it. It's called Get Up, Get Busy Living, because you're still here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Tell it, brother. Tell it. Get up. Still here. Let's get busy living. All right, then. Okay, so much for that. Okay, whew. Good morning, everybody. I'm feeling pretty good this morning. I feel pretty good every morning, though. I know there will probably come a time when I don't feel so good, but I feel pretty good every morning. So far in the last few years, I've felt pretty good every morning, which is good. I know. Okay, I'm trying to stop drinking Coca-Cola. I've been trying to stop it for years. Okay, now I've gone to Sprite, sugarless Sprite or sugar-free, whatever it is. But now people tell me that's not good for you either. So I know water's good. I drink water. I got water. I got water too. Matter of fact, you remember Mr. Simmons, the guy who ran for mayor a couple of times. Well, he brought me a great big old thing of water over here. He didn't even charge me for it. I appreciate it. Uh, Scott Simmons, as a matter of fact, brought me some really nice. Where's his water? Where's his water? Well, I'll show it to you in a little while. Though. It's really good stuff too. It's in a can. It looks like a can of beer, but it's water, and it actually tastes real good. I'll show it to you later on. See what? I think he sells it on Amazon, something like that. Really good stuff too. Anyway, good morning to you. Now you know it's a Monday, right? It's not a Monday. It's a Tuesday, and normally I place something, a message in it. I'm gonna try to get this one. Now this is boring. Y'all let me know because I actually think it's kind of fun. Then we'll get on to some of the days. Um, there's a hit piece put out uh, about the mayor of the city of Montgomery, which I think is a bunch of crap. But I'm going to show you what it is because it's out there. Although, listen, if you don't have the balls to tell the mayor what you think, or call them up and say, hey, is this true or whatever the case may be. I mean, these artificial AI things that going on the internet. Just, I mean, come on. I mean, really, I don't know who put this out. I know who they are saying some things that are absolutely just crazy. I mean, I understand it's a political year, and everybody wants to get voted in for something, but you know, I'm gonna, and it's all over the internet now, and so I'm just might as well play it too when we get done with our thing. Anyway, one of the things that people are worried about today, everybody else talking about technology, 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 and there's one thing that a lot of people are worried about, and that's their jobs. Is AI going to take my job? Um, and AI is certainly going to take some jobs. It's certainly going to take some jobs. Uh, uh, I'll let y'all put that on stage right there, so I don't have to whatever some of the crazy things y'all saying anyway. Oh, I forgot my salute to the armed forces. Oh, I knew I forgot something. Uh, okay, I'll salute that before I get out to there. We'll play salute to the armed forces. But the one of the things Uh, Robert E. Lee's birthday. Well, I don't celebrate Robert E. Lee's birthday personally. I mean, his birthday is just like everybody else's birthday, I guess. And that's cool. And listen, if you guys, I don't care who you celebrate personally. I don't care if you guys want to celebrate his birthday. That's on you. That's on you, him, and the good Lord. So I don't think Robert E. Lee um, was exactly in the same position that Martin Luther King was. But hey, listen. Here's what I know about living. We all fight for something. We can be wrong as a dead as long, but we gonna fight for it. Anyway, so the question is AI okay going to take my job? That is That is the question of the day. And I got a small piece for I think it runs about 10 minutes or so like that. But it's interesting. Good morning, Miss Christina. How's everybody doing? So this is the question of the day. Is AI going to take my job? A lot of people are absolutely worried about this. And I think they have a right to be. But it's only for a few minutes, but I just think, rather than I would play y'all the same one I always play. 'Cause I love It's a Great Day to Be Alive. I love that one. But however, I won't do that to y'all this morning. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. So AI take my job. That's what the message is this morning, and then we'll get back. Why is there so much negativity about Martin Luther King? And I'm hearing this from black people, not white people, black folks. Why is there so much of it? I'm just absolutely fascinated by this. People who sit behind the work of other people who went in harm's way, and young people today who don't know how we got here are saying really some trifling things about Martin Luther King. based on where they sit today as opposed to where we sat 40, 50, 60 years ago. I'm listen, I mean, listen, education is a good thing. But remember, everything written in the book is not true. It is merely somebody else's opinion, someone else's speculation, someone else's anticipation, whatever the case may be. But we're going to talk about that a little more. Why the negativity? I mean, on the internet, I mean, people who in their 20s got their mitigated gall and their audacity to say what the man didn't do. Well, we'll talk about that and other things as we go along. Okay.
Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing your job, everything that you've trained for, everything that made your parents proud, everything that made you feel useful, is no longer needed. Not because you've done anything wrong, but simply because an AI algorithm can now do it better. Take the example of Elena, a medical doctor in Dubai. For years, she was trusted with life and death decisions. But today, AI systems can diagnose diseases, can design treatments, can even conduct consultations. In fact, her hospital is already considering cutting the headcount of human physicians. Elena is wondering, if AI machines can take over most of medicine, what is left that only a human doctor can do? For millions like Elena around the world, this is not science fiction anymore. This is an unfolding reality, and the part that worries me the most is that we might be heading toward not just a job crisis, but also a purpose crisis. But what if we're looking at this the wrong way? What if AI isn't the end of purpose, but rather the beginning for a new way to imagine it? I work with country leaders around the world to shape national AI agendas, build digital economies, and design cities of the future. And no matter where I go and how technical the agenda is, I almost always end up hearing the same questions. The first one is practical. If AI is going to take over our jobs, how are we going to survive? How will we pay our bills? Now, that is the elephant in the room, yes. And indeed, governments and economists must start working very urgently to redesign the very systems that have been sustaining our communities. But that's not the question I want to focus on today, because the second question runs even deeper. Will AI make us useless? If we don't work, then who are we? If I don't produce, do I even still matter? See, for centuries, we've tied our identity and our worth to what we do. Farmers, factory workers, coders, consultants. Work and jobs became the organizing and defining principle of our society in modern life. But it wasn't always this way. Before the Industrial Revolution, our identity came from faith, from family, from community. Work was part of life, but it wasn't the very definition of it. Then came industrialization, and we didn't just industrialize production. We also industrialized identity. What do you do became shorthand for who are you? And AI today is dismantling fully that model. AI is automating tasks across the board, in manufacturing, in logistics, in design, in customer services, even in creative work. AI today can compose music, can design codes, can illustrate books, and way much more. In fact, the World Economic Forum predicts that by this year, 2025, AI will be doing more tasks than humans, and hundreds of millions of jobs are at risk. But this isn't just about jobs. This is about meaning. This is about dignity. This is about what happens when the one thing that once gave us value becomes obsolete. And if we're not careful, we might all be heading toward a Great Depression, but this time not of income, but of identity. Let me introduce a framework for human roles in the age of AI. I call it the gap circles: the guardians, the adapters, and the pioneers. Let's first start with the guardians. These are people that will be driven by our survival as a humanity. They'll be working in medicine, in biology, in pharmacology, in climate sciences. But even their roles will be heavily redefined and reshaped by AI. Take the same person, Elena, the medical doctor, now a human validator in an AI-led immunology lab. The lead scientist in her lab isn't a human, but an AI trained on global biomedical data. Elena leverages her medical knowledge to ensure that the output is ethically sound and human relevant. Next, we have the pioneers. Those are driven by curiosity rather than survival. And to be clear, these two don't always go hand in hand. They'll be the physicists, the scientists, the explorers, the astronauts, the philosophers. A logistics manager whose job has been fully replaced by AI might find himself leaning to an old passion for astronomy and stargazing and planetary systems. And he uses AI-powered upskilling tools to become a cosmic systems architect. What a mouthful for a job title. Anyway, he works with an AI that is trained on decades of astrophysics data. Together, they simulate the cosmos. And they explore together what lies in the universe behind our understanding. And maybe one day you'll never know. They might discover aliens. Sandwiched between the two are the adapters, the largest and probably most overlooked circle or group. Those won't be measured by their output or their titles, but rather by how they live, how they connect, and how they create meaning. A graphic designer might find herself rethinking her place in this world as AI automates most of her work. So she pivots to community-based creativity. She runs community art workshops, takes care of her father, and runs and hosts a podcast on emotional intelligence. Now, she's not traditionally employed, yes, but she deeply contributes to her community. Now, some of you might be thinking, this sounds like a new class system. And in some ways, it is. But it's not going to be based on wealth or status. The guardians and the pioneers might be the elites of the future, but it's not for what they own, but rather for what they contribute. So legacy, not money, becomes the currency of aspiration in the future. And these circles are likely to be fluid. So a guardian today might become an adapter in the future. An adapter might push themselves to become a pioneer, and so on. And as AI continues to reshape work, these roles might shrink in their scope, but they will certainly expand in their meaning or value. And make no mistake, the adapters themselves will not be passive. They will also seek recognition, not wealth accumulation. Because in a world that is driven less by money and more by contribution, recognition becomes the new status symbol. Now you might ask, how can we make this real? First, we need to rethink how we compensate contribution. As AI reduces the need for traditional work, we need to design new systems that can bring value and security beyond the paychecks, ensuring that everyone has guaranteed access to the minimum level of resources that would allow them to live with dignity. But beyond that foundation, the additional earnings people will be able to make should depend on how they spend their time, through the small, meaningful acts of contribution that they can bring to their society, like caring for an aging parent or planting a public garden, through the connections they nurture and the new meaning they add in their communities. Second, we need to rewire education, not only for skills, but also for character, emotional intelligence, ethics, resilience, creativity. Education must prepare people not only to earn, but also to belong. Third, we must invest in our emotional infrastructure. As jobs disappear, so will identities. And we need the spaces and the communities that can help people rediscover who they really are. And finally, we need the ecosystem that would allow us to test all of these ideas today. Cities and campuses where we can pilot new ways for contribution, for recognition, and for belonging. Imagine waking up every morning to a daily feed. not filled with stock prices, but these beautiful small contributions around you. Who helped a child how to read today? Who composed new music that lifted spirits? Who mentored someone in line? Who gave an inspiring TED Talk today? Each of these tasks and acts might be small on their nature, but together they become the heartbeat of the society. And let's be honest, this isn't just about policy. This is about the very foundation of our society. Our communities have been built on a simple loop. People work, earn, accumulate, and spend. Government tax that labor to fund public life. But in a world where that traditional work disappears, that loop breaks. The assumption that productivity means purpose, or that income means contribution, all of that has to be revisited and reimagined. So the real question in the future isn't, will AI make us useless? But rather, what do we choose to become when we no longer have to work just to survive? And if that future sounds a bit abstract, I want each one of you to think about the most meaningful and special moments in your life. The ones that you remember when you are either alone or surrounded by those who you love. Did these moments happen at your desk? Or were they moments of connection, of creativity, and compassion? That is the future we can and we should build. But it won't happen by accident. It will take policies, yes, but even more, a cultural reset. We must stop teaching people that their worth will only be measured by their output, and we should start preparing people for a future and a world where work is no longer the center of identity. Because the age of AI isn't just about testing our technology. It's also about testing our imagination. So let's imagine better. Let's take this moment not as an ending, but as an invitation to rediscover purpose, to redefine value, and to reclaim the very essence of what it truly means to be a human in the age of AI. Thank you. Imagine waking up tomorrow
Okay.
and realizing your job.
We got that done. That's good. Anyway, good morning. I thought that was a remarkable kind of thing. It gives you a different perspective on the future. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds everybody doing quite well. As a matter of fact, like myself and everybody else, you know, we just trying to make it. We just trying to make it. Just trying to make it. And a good morning to you. And since we are right off the cusp of Martin Luther King Day, uh, there's a video of a young man who, if he didn't curse so much, it wouldn't be very difficult to play the thing that he said. Um, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. There's so many things to talk about this morning. What's going on in Minnesota is absolutely stupefies me. You know, I don't think I ever had to talk about black folks fighting and killing each other no more because white folks up there are just crazy as hell. I mean, they're crazy too, and women, my lord, I mean, they're just crazy as hell. Uh, you might not see a future where you may be right. Uh, they're just we. I think now this is just me. I think we've lived so well in America. Of course, not all of us, but comparatively to other nations, we've lived so well in America that we don't think it can ever just. We just think all that stuff just came about by itself. We live in the land of the free, home of the brave. And there wasn't no AI then. Okay, on the battlefield, there's no AI. There's real people, real blood, real fathers, real sons, real daughters, real cousins, real uncles. Uh, Fighting for the things. The question is, I got in America today. What do we stand for? I mean, honestly, what do we stand for? We are rewriting history of America. Some of it, I don't. It doesn't need to be rewritten. It may need to be explained, but not rewritten. But there's one guy. Okay, I'm gonna take a not my people. Well, that's everybody's people. Okay, because everybody's part of this thing. Everybody. Okay. Declared Germany is finished with migrants within 100 days. It will close borders, eliminate subsidies for migrants, and carry out Germany's largest deportation. Which is, listen, first of all, first of all, if we have countries that is it leadership that's the problem in the world today? Is it leadership? I mean, why would and think about this for 1 second. Why would people have to leave their place of residence to come to another place of residence in somebody else's land? Now think about this for 1 second. Why would people want to do that? It's your home. I mean, is there anybody out here right now would like to take everything out of their house, take it to somebody else's house, and ask them to accept you? That dog ain't gonna hunt. That dog ain't gonna hunt. So where are we? And I got a couple of thoughts on some of that, but let me get back to to what's going on in Montgomery, Alabama. There is a again. Let me see if I can find this photo right here. There is a photo here. Not it's a video. It's a video, and I think it is the most intellectually disingenuous thing I have seen in a long, long time. Okay, now I want y'all to forgive me for playing this because this guy uses language that I don't really like, but I want this is about Martin Luther King, and I don't agree with the stuff this young man is saying. However, however, this is going to be an example of the rewriting of history by either AI, and then we'll get to the mayor's video later on. Um, and these are, I think, if we depend only on this is why we do need older people to tell their story. Because if we're only going to get our education from AI instructors, um, then I think we in some serious trouble. Because the one I seen last night with that AI voice with about Stephen Reed is now I'm gonna warn you guys. This thing right here has got a lot of profane language in it. Okay, he tells half truth, but I was insulted, and it's hard to insult me to tell you the truth. Um, I was insulted by the things he said about Martin Luther King. But these people are out here. Now, he made some good points along with some bad points. Okay. But I think we need to set the record straight. Okay. And again, opinions, opinions are not facts. Our opinions are your interpretation of the facts and of the story. So I just want to let you. I'm gonna warn you on this guy. This guy is kind of terse. He's kind of out there. But this ain't radio, so this is it. But I totally I disagree with 85% of the things the guy says. I don't disagree with everything he says, but I disagree with 85% of the things that he says. So can I play this? Do y'all want to hear this, or should I just forget about it? It's about Martin Luther King. I mean, is anybody does anybody get their feelings hurt? Um, If they hear a little curse word here and there, I mean, if you go to a comedy show, you can't you can't be you can't be upset with curse words. Okay, but so I just want, and again, I want to let you know our show's been sponsored by, who's our show been sponsored by, who? Who? That's right. One Stop Wireless, 334-320-2988, located 3445 Atlanta Highway, right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard, with inside the service station, or in the same building with the service station right there. Again, that number is 334-320-2988. And it's a great place to do business. And if you got an old phone setting in your if you got an old phone setting in your drawers, you couldn't couldn't afford the payment, or whatever the case may be, they can take that phone and turn it on for you. Okay, One Stop Wireless. Okay, I'm just saying they can take that phone, turn it on for you, so you don't have to go out and buy another iPhone. And I'm not. I know they're trying to push the iPhone 17. Everybody trying to. I'm not going there. I'm tired of chasing it. I'm through chasing technology. If your phone is working, use it. If your old one's working, use it. Okay, use it. Okay, but if you need it, new phone. If you need it, or if you want to get your phone repaired, you want to do all kinds of things, then go see these guys. Okay, right on the corner of Coliseum Boulevard and Atlanta Highway, right there in the gas station, the Shell gas station. They're all in the same building right there. One's on one side of the building and one's on the other side of the building. Okay. So anyway, One Stop Wireless. Tell them I was talking about them. Okay, One Stop Wireless at 3445 Atlanta Highway, right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard, right up the street from Hope Inspired Ministries. Okay, so is everybody okay with me playing this? I don't want you whining. Well, he said a lot of words. He did. This guy talked a lot of smack. But you know, I think okay, and again, the Greg said Martin Luther King Jr. was a communist who didn't believe in the immaculate conception or resurrection of Christ. He was a fake Christian and a subversive, nothing more. And again, listen, people are entitled to their opinion, but during that time, the so-called Christians in America weren't very Christian either. I mean, we're going to talk about it. They wasn't very. I mean, what name of Christian just should beat the hell out of black folks, make them subservient, damn near slaves, deny them the basic respect of a human being. So let's not go there, Greg. I mean, they are, there are some people, but however, I think we keep redefining the Christians, what a Christian is, based on what they say they are rather than what they do. But anyway, this guy right here, I'm going to show him to you because again, I disagree with most of it, but not all of it, not all of it. So let me just, I just had to warn you guys that he does have a pretty nasty mouth. Although he listen, he tells the truth about some things. But I'm just gonna run this, let you guys hear it because I think that he makes some good points, but on the other hand, he makes some crappy points. Okay, so let me see if I can get him on here right here now. There he is. There he is right there. Okay. There he is right there. So let's see what he has to say. MLK's uh, one, one of failure and being a useful idiot. Well, again, you see how young he is? When you're that young, I can say you don't really, he doesn't really, and again, the Greg, um, what the hell good was it him to be anything else in this country at that particular time? I mean, y'all, we look at life from the prism of the new America, not the one that he grew up in, and I grew up in at the ending. I can't. I was born right at the time. I was born in 2 years after the boycott. So came up in that 50s and 60s and 70s, and it was you know, and I wasn't down south. But let's hear what this guy has to say, and y'all tell me what you think. I think I got this guy. Do I got him? Oh, here we go.
Communists and Jews who want to take advantage of the race relations for their own personal benefit. Black people are now worse off now than they were during segregation. And look where we are today. The schools are desegregated and black children are fucking borderline retarded. More black people vote today without financial and physical intimidation. And now black people are the dumbest people you can have a conversation about politics with. And black people only vote now for welfare and government assistance increases. Our music has devolved into soft porn in your ear. The black family is completely destroyed and non-existent, and black people have built absolutely nothing for themselves. We spent all this time begging white people to let us sit at their table instead of building our own. And here's a final fact. Homosexuals use the civil rights movement as a template to push for faggotry in America. Thank you, Martin Luther King, for that. The only good thing that Martin Luther King brought us is that black people are now judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And our character is pretty fucking poor. Thank you. So if you're going to celebrate his life and legacy, piss on it, because black people have made themselves a permanent underclass in this country. Remember that, niggas. Fuck Martin Luther.
Okay. Anyway, so I don't. I hear the guy's anger. Okay, I hear the anger, but why are we blaming Martin Luther King for the things that we have not done ourselves? Martin Luther King was killed, I think, April the 4th, 1968. Why are we blaming him for trying to create a world where everybody was judged on the content of their character and not just the color of their skin? Which, my good friend, you really don't have that to worry about because somebody else died in your place. You really don't have to worry about segregation too much. And again, we segregated our own schools, so we don't. That's our fault. I mean, white people are not trying to keep black folks out of school. They may be moving the hell out of them, but they're not. They're not. We have accepted a lifestyle that is, and he's right about our music. He's right about the music that we're putting forth today. But why we blame Martin Luther King for that? He's right about some of our and having a conversation with people about the world of politics as black folks are. We really don't have those conversations. We just gonna vote Democrat. That's what we're gonna do. We just gonna vote Democrat. It doesn't make any difference who the Democrat is. He could be a president whose great friend was a member with Strom Thurmond, and Strom Thurmond was the head of the KKK in Virginia. And he changed his mind. Okay, so we can't blame Martin Luther King if we as a people have been absolutely stupid about the things that we do. Okay, he was right about one thing. You can't have a political conversation with most black folks today because it is corrupted by emotionalism. He's right about that. Okay, if he stopped cussing so much, I could sort of talk to the brother a little bit. But woo! But was he right? What was he right? Well, that's the question. Is he right? Now I'm gonna let you go through. I'm gonna play the whole thing and let you guys figure out again what he's saying. Is he wrong or is he right? I think he's right by blaming Martin Luther King for our demise collectively as a group. Mhm.
People only vote now for welfare and government assistance increases. Our music has devolved into soft porn in your ear. The black family is completely destroyed and non-existent, and black people have built absolutely nothing for themselves. We spent all this time begging white people to let us sit at their table instead of building our own. And here's a final fact. Homosexuals use the civil rights movement as a template to push for faggotry in America. Thank you, Martin Luther King, for that. The only good thing that Martin Luther King brought us is that black people are now judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And our character is pretty fucking poor. Thank you.
So anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. Now you heard the whole thing. Again, to blame Martin Luther King for the excesses of debauchery in our community is crazy. Matter of fact, the other day, I believe there was somebody fighting in somebody's restaurant in Montgomery the other day with knives and things of these nature. I mean, I don't know, what the hell happened. But I can't blame Martin Luther King. I can't blame Martin Luther King for the things we are doing or have done. Okay, education is pretty. And just talk about education is pretty free. It's pretty much free in America, and so you all you got to do is go to school. If you don't have breakfast or lunch, they give you breakfast or lunch. you know, Even in summertime now, we're feeding people. Uh, 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 Even though they should eat at home. We give them food stamps on one end for people, and then we turn around and feed people at our schools for even in the summertime. So who's to blame? It's not Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King didn't do any of this junk. I was insulted by this. Some of it, I think he was right. I think he was right on point. But most of it, no, no. I mean, most of it was not. It was not good. It was not. It was not true. Okay. But anyway, so much for that. I just thought So why do we blame Martin Luther King? Martin Luther King being 68, 78, 88, 98, 2008. Martin Luther King been there for 50 years. How in the world can we blame Martin Luther King? Okay, I mean, anyway, the numbers here. I think. Let me get my phone thing. I mean, anybody wants to comment on that video? I just think that I think that we're wrong. To blame Martin Luther King for the things that we are doing today is absolutely incredulous. It's absolutely. Um, I mean, I personally don't get it. I do not get it. It makes no sense to me. That man put his life in harm's way, and don't tell me about his faults. I got them. I got faults. We all got faults. We all done things. Women have been the upkeep of our universe and the downfall of our community sometimes because we can't keep it in our pants. I mean, I can't think. There's only from what I've been taught. There has only been one person that has walked this earth that has been perfect, and that was Jesus Christ. Everybody else, we done stepped on it some kind of way. So rather than point out his faults, well, we got something to go along with him. Okay, but I don't know anybody else except maybe the Dalai Lama. Okay, the Dalai Lama. That was was it in Prattville? I thought it was in Montgomery. Well, I know they were from Prattville. I know they were from Montgomery. They had to be from Montgomery. Prattville don't have people like that. Uh, okay, Prattville. Okay, Gary. Good. Good. I knew it was one of them places, but I don't go out to them places. I don't. Neither party, but said neither party, and that's fine. If you think that some party is going to care about you, then you're wrong anyway. So maybe you need a harsh reality check. No party is going to care about you, me, anybody else. But to blame Martin Luther King and his efforts and his sacrifice for where we are today is absolutely incredible. And listen, and she says, I agree with many of his statements, but he doesn't exactly. He doesn't have to disrespect the person to get his point across. Right, blaming MLK is out of line. I absolutely agree with that. But he did say some things that are true. True. Yeah. But let me give you some good hope though. I'm in this store yesterday, right? Young black male came in there. One of the most nicest. I think he's in eighth. He goes to. He's in the eighth or ninth grade. I forgot the name of the school. I think he's in the eighth or ninth grade, something like that. One of the most genteel, one of the most nicest, nice. Matter of fact, the child acts so good. He was so respectful, just so. And I had to go out to his dad's truck and say, "Is that your son?" He said, "Yeah." I had to compliment him on raising a child such as this, that in public, I don't know I don't know what he does at home or what he does. He's not a perfect child, but he was one of the most fantastic young black men I ever had the pleasure. I mean, and I met a lot of them since I've been here. And he goes into that crowd. So all black kids and all black parents are not bad. We got some pretty good ones. Um, Although I have to apologize to my son sometimes that I wasn't as bright as I should have been during those times. Um, but I got one too. Got two of them, although they're not perfect. But there is a difference when a father is at least involved in their son's lives. There is a difference. If you want to know the biggest thing that has hurt us, and we can't have a conversation about that because, well, um, we can't have a conversation about that because, well, they say that that's off limits. Okay, I mean that's off limits because we don't want to make our people look bad. Well, if you go downtown to the jail, you'll see that a lot of our people looking kind of bad. A lot of them are. Lot of them are. Okay, I'm just saying. So I don't know, but anyway, it is we live in some interesting times. That young man gave his opinion. I don't agree with it. I'm not going to blame Martin Luther King for the things that we are doing today to harm our own self. I can't do that. That's just not fair. That's not fair to Martin Luther King, to the legacy of Martin Luther King, or to any of the things he died to defend. Uh, that's not fair to him. But that is the retake of history. I have people who sit behind keyboards now and try to rewrite history based on a limited understanding of what happened. Of what happened. You know, and so I'm not ready. I'm not waiting. You need to go around your people more often when you see more respect. And listen, and they are, but I don't. I'm of the age now. I don't really hang around young kids anymore. I mean, my youngest is 20, so almost 20. So I don't. You know that I don't. That doesn't. I don't. It's not. And I hate to say it, but it's true. I got a whole lot more time behind me than I got in front of me. So it is up to we need a reawakening, first of all, of thankfulness of if we're sitting in a place that's warm this morning, if we're sitting in a place that we got a little food in the refrigerator this morning, um that's I think we have a right to be thankful for that. Communists want free stuff. Well, if they bring you up, and I do go, Camilla, who you think I go around? Seriously, who you think I go? Who you think I hang around? Hang out at the country club or something? Actually, I don't hang around anybody. To tell you the truth. The communists who we have now in plain sight. Well, I must admit, back when I was younger, I liked communism. I used to read Karl Marx and James Engel, their manifestos. I read things, and it sounded good to me. I've told this story many times. I would go out on University of Notre Dame. I would go to the library and just read about the stuff that they said. Now, like as you get older, as you get older, you find out. Well, some of that stuff is not what they say it is. Okay, and you're right about that. Neither party cares. So why do we put so much, okay, so much on one man? Okay. I don't. Well, I don't. Okay, Don, you don't think black folks are educated at all, anyway. Um, but anyway, my drawers are too filled. Okay, let me see now. What is it? I don't have a phone in my dog. How many older guy working for America? What does that mean? How does that mean? How is the older guy working for America? Uh, well, um, listen, we can have an issue with the way Trump presents information. We can have an issue with that. We have an issue with that. But then again, he's not Ronald Reagan. He is not the great communicator. But he is. It, Philosophically, I still stand with him. There are just a lot of things that went on in this country for so long until we don't know which way is up anymore. We don't know which way is up. So we think we've been wrong so long until we don't know what right stands for. And you know what the Supreme Court did yesterday? Anybody know this? The Supreme Court said the other day that a woman, a transgender, is not a woman. And therefore, I'm thinking that's going to change. And I mean, how could you reach any other decision than that? Okay. I mean, the way the world is going, how can you disagree with the Supreme Court? Now, unless that was a AI news break, and that's another thing about this AI thing too, man. You even when you go to check something out, even when you go check something out, now you don't know what the truth is anymore. Okay, now we don't know what the truth is anymore. What is the truth? I- and when we go try to find the truth, we we're limited. We're limited things that we have to. That we're limited. We're limited to the places where we have to go to find truth because it's hard to tell where it is today. Yeah, Don.
Kevin, I hate to inform you of anything, but the Supreme Court didn't rule anything the other day. That was a hearing based on some state laws.
Oh well,
There's no,
I think the
there's no
article.
announcement.
I think the article said
I
that.
don't care, but it was not a ruling. It
Well,
will be ruled that those states have the right to do this. Hey, Kevin, I saw a friend sent me some pictures. They had a big party down in the city with the mayor and everybody. Were you invited?
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I saw that too myself. I
All
said,
that bootlicking ain't done you a bit of good. You don't get invited to no parties.
well,
Even Camilla hates you. So, I mean, what have you gained?
I don't care about people not liking me or not inviting me to parties. I
You
don't
know, Camilla gets me. I know she went to public school, but she's got to learn what things are. She's talking about the president's communist, and she's wanting everything in the world. She wants free this, free that, free that. She must not know the definition of communism.
Well, I don't think
Hey,
most.
Kevin, is stabbing become the favorite weapon of Negroes now? I mean, they stabbed each other at the big MLK thing in Los Angeles and broke that up.
Yeah. Well, again,
That seems to be the weapon of choice. What's going on?
well, Rella, I can't tell you. It's
It's just funny how people like Camilla bring up stuff 10, 20 years ago to try to prove a point. and all she's got to go to is ABC and look at the little tire.
Well, I guess we all belong to a group. I belong to the dark group. Well, sometimes it's good to be alone. Yeah. Well, actually, I thought about redoing it, but I haven't figured out what to put up there. I'll put something there though. But that's blanket over what window? That's not a window. That's my background. My black sheet there. No, that's not a blanket, man. Come on. Anyway, what you do me a favor. Worry about your house. Worry about your house. Don't worry about mine. Okay, I appreciate you. All right, yeah, worry about your house now. We good. So I'm trying not to let you upset me today because I'm I'm in a pretty good mood today. Moving right along to other things. Oh, you can't. Oh, I'm bad. Oh, you didn't hear? My bad. Oh, let me put that back where I'm supposed to put it. Hey, sorry, but he wasn't saying them the same thing anyway. So okay, there we go. I got that back. See, I keep forgetting to put that back when I do my thing. Uh, I'll try to remember that for now. But yeah, it's still working. My bad. But he was asking me about the knives and all that stuff up there and in Prattville, where it had is the knife the weapon of choice these days. I don't know because they still shooting. They still using guns. Um, I guess Karen really didn't, but yeah, I paid my bill, man. I That bill was tough. I just said that Alabama property. Anyway, let us go other places now. Now there's another one here. I think let me see if I can find this piece that was done about let me see. That was done about Stephen Reed the other day over the weekend because people can't uh I mean it was an interest about the well, I'll let you see the piece. Like if somebody can send it to me because I can't find it this early. I thought I'd put it in a place of prominence yesterday so we could talk about this morning because we got some issues going on here. I mean, and the things that are written in this thing, things that were written in this thing were absolutely um, well. It was kind of crappy to tell you the truth. Uh, I don't know who put it out. I just know that you don't have to put everything out that somebody sends you. Uh, Let me see now. Where's it at? And the folks down in Minnesota are just they're attacking a church because an ICE officer happens to be the pastor over there, and so it is our country's going to hell in a handbasket. We are really going to hell in a handbasket right now. What is going on with this nation? Okay, the negativity about Martin Luther King and the idiots up in Minnesota. I really believe that the mayor of Minneapolis, and the governor of uh, of Minnesota need to be impeached. I think they need to be impeached. They have lost control of that situation. They need to be relieved of duty. in the military, if we'd had somebody like that with their people not paying attention to them, no respect for authority, we would move. Somebody would be fired. Okay, up there, somebody would be fired up there, and I just think we need to, man, wow, protest. Illegal image, protesting and getting rid of illegal aliens should be secondary. Rather, our top priority right now is that the homeland is not safe. The homeland, which is our homeland, is not safe. It gets bad when the Department of State has to tell you don't travel to Minnesota. I mean that. What is going on? On one thing, the lady was trying to. They were trying to. What were they trying to do? They were trying to. What were they trying to do? They were trying to pull a man out of a car. Kind of like remind me of the Black Lives Matter thing. Okay, the Black Lives Matter thing. Okay, here's the piece. Here's the piece that. Here's the piece that somebody in their great wishes put on the internet about the mayor, in which I find it to be absolutely, um, absolutely low class, low class. But it's out there. It's out there, and I know people. Next time he comes on, there's going to be somebody who asks him about this and all that stuff, and yeah, it's low class. Okay, and it's a AI voice. Okay, it's not even. Wait. We're not even using. We're not even using our regular voice on the. This is an AI voice. You'll hear this guy's voice, and it's the same guy. It's the same guy that he's the same guy that lets you hear on every okay, you hear on every, just about uh, uh, everything on the internet. This one guy's voice does this. Okay. So I'm just gonna, because I mean, and I call, I left message him last night, see if he knew anything about, and I'm pretty sure he does. He does. But it says sold out from the inside. Okay. Now again, this is a bunch of hollycock, a bunch of lies, and I hope somebody gets sued for this. But they got it all over the internet.
Mayor just got caught taking bribes from white developers to destroy black. Just got caught taking.
Okay, what the guy says, the mayor just got. Well, I'll tell.
Montgomery's black mayor just got caught taking bribes from white developers to destroy black neighborhoods for luxury condos, but nobody's talking about it because both parties are protecting him.
Now, I want you to know this guy is the same AI voice that voices many things on the internet. Okay, so let's start this over again. It's a fake voice. I don't know who brought it to Montgomery, but somebody did.
Black mayor just got caught taking bribes from white developers to destroy black neighborhoods for luxury condos, but nobody's talking about it because both parties are protecting him. Mayor Reed took $800,000.
Now, do you think that the Republican Party is going to protect Mayor Reed
to approve demolishing West Montgomery, where black families owned homes for generations? The same properties our grandparents couldn't get loans for now sold to white developers for pennies. 1,500.
Wait a minute. He said our grandparent. Now if that ain't a white man's voice right there, I don't know what grandparents he talking about, but he damn sure wasn't like mine.
100 families got eviction notices last month. Compensation offers of $3,000.
Okay, now hold it. Does anybody know anybody who got eviction notices last month?
Eviction notices last month. Compensation offers of $3,000 for homes worth $200,000. Reed's campaign was funded by the.
Okay, now one thing I know about Mayor Reed and his dad, and about, they spend a lot of time looking out for black folks. So, do you really believe they would offer somebody $3,000 for a house that's worth around $250,000, $200,000. I mean, is there anybody with walking around sense that would ever believe that that would happen?
The same developers now building Montgomery River District on black land. His cousin runs the demolition company. His brother owns the relocation company moving families out. They're calling it urban renewal, but it's the same game from the 60s. The FBI has receipts but won't move because Reid gives diversity cover to white Democrats. Your family's generational home is becoming a yoga studio for gentrifiers. Montgomery elected a black face to do white supremacy's work. Check who's buying your grandmother's block.
Okay, so that's the hit piece that's being done against the mayor. Okay, which actually have things got that bad? Have things got that? Are we become politically so insensitive that and so egregious, so greedy? The best we can do is come up with a piece of imagination like this. Okay, is there anybody out there that actually believes? And I don't know what cousin they talking about. Is anybody out here actually believe that the mayor of the city of Montgomery is buying people's $200,000 house for $3,000? Okay, is there anybody that believes that? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so anyway, so now and that's why when we talk about the word truth, we don't really know where to find it at now. We really don't know where to find truth at anymore. We got AI, we got we got all this stuff, and we don't know. We really don't know what truth is in America anymore. We really don't because we can't find it. And when we thought we find it, when we thought we found it, it turns out that it wasn't the truth at all. So I guess we just pretty much got. As a matter of fact, you know, the greatest piece of legislation in this technological age that that can be come up with, and I know if anybody is going to come up with it, you cannot lie on things that you put on the internet. If we Congress needs to get the busy right now, and if they find out that you have put things on the internet that is a lie, and you knew it was a lie, even if you didn't know it was a lie, you shouldn't put it on there. Okay, mistakes can be made, but that junk right there that I just showed you guys, that junk right there, that's a known lie. I mean, that's just an absolute. That's just a that is just a lie. Okay, okay. I mean, that's all that is. That is just a lie. So, what do we do about these? What do we do about these types of things? We can't even tell the difference now because it is so done so creatively. We can't even tell the difference between a truth and a lie in today's um in today's world. We just can't. We don't know. We can't tell. All right. So much for that. Let me see now. AI hit piece on the mayor got him that done a coward's way. It's a coward's way. Okay. Martin Luther King is now we blaming Martin Luther King for our situation in America when it's our fault. You know, we got baby daddies around here that don't take care of their kids. Those kids grow up to be young adults. Those young adults grow up to be full grown adults. Those adults go out and do all kind of stupid things. As a matter of fact, uh, faith. We need to get rid of Facebook and start all over. We do because people have found their own importance because they can use their cell phone to make a video, and they believe that because they made a video, then that makes it important. Really, that makes what they say important. Okay, so uh, everybody's a member of the media now. Okay, Yeah, I don't either. Okay, I don't either. But again, it's AI. He could be. Let's say he could be brought. Yeah. But anyway, but people will listen to this junk and they will believe it. They will believe it because again, my two words: logic and reason. Okay? My logic and reason. We don't seem to care. Facebook has changed over the years. It was implemented for college students to network with others. Yeah, it has changed. Okay. Desperation is setting in. All of the crazy people are coming out of the woodwork. Time is running out for them to find someone to beat the mayor in the next election. Yeah, well, that ain't gonna do it. I mean, that ain't gonna get him lost. Okay, okay, that ain't no, that ain't. Mm-mm. I don't believe that's gonna happen. Let's see. He could be bought for a hell of a lot less. Well, anyway, listen. I've been here 34 years. My son will be 35 this year, I think. Yeah, I've been here 35 years, and I've seen the things that go on around here on both sides, and so it is what it is. Let me see. Anybody write me a text? Let me see here now. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. See. Okay, no text this morning. That's good. Although if you do want to text, you can. Nine. What's my text number here? TEXT. Let's see. TEXT 334-922-3030. Okay, you can text that number right there. I forget it sometimes. Anyway, moving on to other things. All you folks know what happened at the Ford Motor Plant the other day, right? At the Ford Motor Plant. The president was there. A young man named TJ Sabula. I thought he was kind of Muslim, but he isn't. He's a little white. At least I don't think he is. Anyway, he looks like a white guy. Where's his picture? Okay, hold on. Let me show what he looks like now. So I love being able to show you guys what these people look like now because this is okay. So stop sharing that. Uh, we want to share this right here. Okay. The entire screen. There we go, right there. Okay. So there's TJ right there. Okay, TJ. Uh, well, that's TJ right there. TJ Mubula. He is a worker at the Ford plant. Let me get rid of that right quick. He's a worker at the Ford plant, and he gave the president a bird. Okay, he for the most part told the president to well, what he told him. He gave him the old bird there. Let me get rid of that right there. I want to give everybody's number out there. Anyway, so what happened? What happened? What happened was is that the president was going through the Ford thing, and he called him a homophobic or homo something, um, because he said he was. They said he was. This guy said that the president was a close uh, colleague of Epstein. Well, I don't know if it was not. I mean, the whole lot of people. We know that the Clintons were great friends with him. We know that for sure. I don't know Trump. I think Trump knew. Evidently, this guy knew a lot of people. Okay, a lot of people. Well, when you're on an island, hey, listen, but you know people. Okay, uh, but Ford Ford is not going to fire him. I don't believe. And listen, I don't know if they should fire him. Maybe laying him off for messing around at work and not paying attention to his job. Maybe give him a couple of days to think about that without pay. But we are in a world in the hurt in America right now. We're trying to keep freedom of speech, but we're also trying to keep some decorum in our country, in our workplace. Matter of fact, I don't even think the Me Too movement right now would be that good. Okay, right now, I think people are tired of people whining about what somebody said. Okay, and I don't think, again, Ford is a private company, and they can do with him what they want to do with him. Should he lose his job? I don't know, for shooting a bird. I don't know. I mean, I, probably not. But should he be taught a lesson in respect and decorum when the president of the United States coming in? I tell people sometimes you should do things because of who you are, not because of who the other person is. We all know that President Trump don't necessarily he's a no tolerance kind of guy. If you give it to him, he'll give it to you back. I kind of like the mayor of the city of Montgomery. You give him some crap, he'll give you some crap back. I don't have a problem with give me some, I'll give you some back too. But again, we should do things because we should do things because we are who we are, and not because the way somebody else is. Okay, now let me get my main man right back there again. Okay, there we go. See, I almost forgot to put that back there again. Put that back there again. Okay then. So if you want to call and you got anything you want to put forth, 334-521-2963. It's a it's an on air line. You can call and you can give us your piece of your knowledge and your wisdom. Okay, and I had another one too. These people so weird. They're in they're so weird in Minnesota right now. Until I mean, it's almost. I mean, you almost can't believe that it's this country. You almost can't believe it's this country, but it is our country that the whole world is seeing now. The whole world is seeing it's our country, and there's something going amiss in our country, and I don't know what it is, how we got here, but we are here. So the question is, how do we fix it? How do we fix it? How do we fix what's going on? Or is it gone way beyond the fixing stage here? I mean, how do we fix this? You know, I mean, or is it gone beyond fixing? Is it just gone? Okay, is have we lost all decorum? Have we lost all respect for people? Can we not agree to disagree without being disagreeable? That is the issue. Can we agree to disagree and not be disagreeable? Last week we had one of the gubernatorial candidates on, Yolanda Flowers. Like talking to her. Is she prepared to be governor of the state of Alabama? Probably not. But is she a nice person? Absolutely. Is she a great person? I think she is. She cares, but and it kind of goes with the Jamel thing. Um, you black folks are the only one that like playing politics and not really getting anything done. See, we got Jamel who says he wants to be governor of the state of Alabama, but too scared to come talk to me because I ain't gonna play with him. If a serious jobs calls for serious people. Okay, he doesn't have the experience, the education, to be the governor of the state of Alabama. Now he got till the 23rd to sign up. Let's see if he can get enough money to sign. I think it costs about $2,000, I believe, to sign up. Let's see if he can get the money. Okay, let's see if he can get the money, and then let us see what fool will give him that kind of money. Because if Jamel Brown is seriously on the ballot for being the governor of the state of Alabama, then we might as well just pack up right now and move someplace else. And if he gets elected, it's all over. If Jamel Brown accidentally got elected, somebody else will be running this nation, running this state. It would not be him. Okay, because he'd be down at the twerk thing he wants on Thursdays. So I like him as a kid. I like him, but it's just not. He has no way, no how is he prepared to be the governor of his own self, let alone the governor of the state of Alabama. Okay, I'm just saying that it just. I mean, it is what it is. Nobody wants to say it because we all want to be nice. Okay, all right, being nice. Nice is good. I love being nice. Nice is fine. But there's some seriousness out here that we don't see. We don't seem to take politics seriously. But we complain. We complain when things don't go right. Okay, we complain when things don't go right. But we keep putting idiots in office. And yes, although Trump's not an idiot, but he hadn't had any political experience at all. But the question I ask people, how how did we how did we get to the point where we were willing, where we were willing to put a guy in office who had never ever held office? That's the question that we should ask. How did we get here? How did we get to a point that we're willing to put a man in office who'd never even been a dog catcher, who'd never been mayor, who'd never been on the city council, who'd never been in any place, but as a business owner, which is good. It's good to be a business owner, you know. Um, how do we do that? How do we go there? How do we get there? So the question should be asked: Why in the world? Why in the world were we willing to take a chance on a guy? And for the most part, listen, for the most part, I think the guy's doing a pretty good job. I mean, except for all the lies on about him, except all the lies they tell about him also. No, telling lies about me ain't no big deal. Um, but the lies they telling on this guy, and even through all of that, he's learned the art of I don't give a crap what you say ism. Okay, I'm just saying. I think we still got some issues. So anyway, moving right along to other things. It is 8:33 in the morning. So anybody now, if you disagree with me, feel free to do that. You can just text me at that number. I got text. Yeah, that's what text. If you disagree, or you can call us. You know, either or. Okay, either or. You can, hopefully we can fix it in 2028 when we can vote for a new president. That's true. You can. Yeah, yeah. You are. Yeah. There's certainly going to be a new president. Certainly going to be one. I don't have a problem with waiting for that stimulus check either, but I don't think we're going to get that one this time. Uh, I don't think we're going to get. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get the stimulus check, but I'll be waiting for mine. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm gonna sit there and I'm not gonna lie to you. If it comes, I'm not turning it down. I'm going to give it Alabama Power. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to give my check to them. Okay, because chances are that's what the bill going to be next time. Anyway, moving right along to other things. There's a complaint that Dallas County jails have been closed forever. A man charged in a deadly Friday night Selma shooting. So it seems that a guy named Alan McCampbell, 43 years old. It seems that that shooting is not just a Montgomery thing now. It's Selma's catching on too. Listen, maybe there's some things that y'all might not want to keep up with a Montgomery on. Okay, I believe Selma's Dallas County Jail still closed 3 years after the Selma tornado. Sheriff raises concern about delays and costs. Well, blame it on COVID. Because when the chickens wouldn't lay eggs, they laid that on COVID. When Toilet paper got short. They put that on COVID. So we putting everything on COVID now in order to raise prices. And I still can't figure out, did the chickens go to protest? Did the chickens protest? Did the chickens say, I ain't laying one more egg till we get paid more money? I got it. Okay, I know I'm going to sound dumb, which is not the first time. So, but my understanding that all chickens don't lay eggs that chickens do. If you understand what I'm saying. See, I thought all chickens, all the female chickens, laid eggs that another chicken can come out of. Well, they said that's not true. So then, what is that thing inside the egg that we eat? I feel sorry for the little chickadees, but what is it? So don't all chickens lay eggs that become more chickens if you let the chicken set on the chicken egg and make it warm and stuff like that? I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't born on a farm. I didn't know much about farming, um, but I thought all chickens. Do chickens have lips? No, no, they don't. But what's a lip got to do with it? I'm just, I just can't figure that out. So I thought all chickens, when they laid eggs, you can go cook them. But evidently, there's some chickens that have chickens. There's some chickens that lay eggs that won't become chickens. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Okay, but if somebody knows, please tell me. Because I hate to sound stupid, but I don't, I don't know much about chickens. I mean, I accept Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeye's chicken. I know them once they're cooked, but I don't really know them once they're not. Another thing too. So somebody can shut now. Now here's a story right here that I don't understand. A mother gets charged after her son accidentally shoots his girlfriend while recording TikTok video. Again, this insatiable appetite to be important and put yourself on TikTok. Now the mama's in jail. Okay. I wish somebody else would call me besides Don.
Kevin,
Yes.
you do know the egg has to be fertilized, don't you? Even chickens have sex.
Well, I know they got something going on, but how do you fertilize an egg when it's in a when it's in a it's got a shell
With a
around?
rooster's little pecker.
Yeah, but he can't get between the shell.
It's before the shell is formed. Silly.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay,
Man, you
yeah.
boy, I wish you and Camilla would get together. She could educate you on some things.
Listen,
'Cause
I,
she seems to be a great teacher.
yeah. Well, again, I don't know about eggs. Okay, so all the eggs don't get fertilized then.
That's correct.
Okay, then, because I was wondering how did little rooster?
But they do allow some of them get fertilized. You know why?
Why?
So you can eat it at chicken at Popeyes.
Oh yeah. Okay, I appreciate that because I didn't know that.
The other ones don't get fertilized, so you can eat them in the morning with your SOS.
Okay, all right, I appreciate that. That's good. Listen, you actually told me something. I learned something today because I didn't know that chickens. I mean, I didn't really know how the chick. I thought that shell kept things kind of neat and nice. I didn't know where the shell came from. Okay, right on. Okay, so I learned something today. Okay, do chickens have lips? No, they don't have lips. I just, I'm learning. Listen, if you stop, the only way you stop learning is that you stop listening. Okay, so now moving right along to other things. Okay, what else? Somebody else got to say here. So this is why I put these statements on the on the glass out there, on the things out there, so y'all can see them. Then how do they kiss? Well, I don't really think chickens kiss, do they? I mean, really? Do chickens I mean, really? Okay. All right. It's time to take a break now. It's 8:39 in the morning. I gotta take a pause for the calls, but we shall return uno momento. So don't go any place. We'll be right back. I gotta I gotta go get me my daily glass of milk, and so y'all just hang loose there, and I'll be right back. All right, I'll be back. I'll find out. I will be. So hang loose. We shall be uno momento. Uno momento. We'll be right back. All right then. All right, turn that thing off there. Okay then. All right, we're back. Good morning. All right, I'm more motivated now. The chicken thing kind of got me straight this morning because for all these years I've been wondering how chickens had chickens. Because the egg's got a shell on it, right? So I'm thinking, well, how did they do that? I just can't figure it out because how did the baby get inside there if it's in a shell? So I'm just thinking, that's listen. All these years, I ain't ashamed. I just didn't know. You Southern folks around there, y'all got chickens growing out the backyard and stuff like that, so y'all know these things. I didn't know these things. I just didn't know. Some type of disco party. That ain't disco music. That's the song that me and AI came up with. Okay, okay, we came up with that. Okay. Anyway, a mother is accused I think she's in Birmingham providing false information to police after her son accidentally shot his girlfriend. I'd get rid of his ass in a minute, okay? While recording a video for TikTok. See, this is Tuscaloosa. Some people, now that's football town, right? Yeah, the way they got manhandled, by whoever they got manhandled by. That was a shame. Did Indiana win last night? Because I went to sleep. Did Indiana win? Please tell me they won. I didn't see a reason why they shouldn't have won last night. Hold on, let me see. Did Indiana win last night? That's all I need to know. Did Indiana win? Okay. 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 It was a let me see. India. Oh, yeah, thank you very much. India. Okay. So dun 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 dun. Dun, okay, that's Notre Dame, but that's where I'm from. Dun, 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 dun. Since they screwed Notre Dame, then I'm surely glad that Indiana won. Did they wax the floor with them or what? They didn't wax the floor? Okay, good. All right, anyway, so a boy pulls out a gun, trying to do a video for TikTok, shoots his old lady, shoots his girlfriend. Okay, I would never tell anybody that public. Anyway, her name was Francesca Fields, is charged with his mom endangering the welfare of a child, giving false names to for officers, obstructing government operations, tampering with physical evidence. All of that when they just could have told the police that he accidentally shot her. I mean, glad she didn't. The Tuscaloosa Police Department interviewed her and her son on January the 5th. The hospital where the victim was taken and treated following the shooting. The victim is a juvenile and was shot in the abdomen. Could have killed that woman. All for very competitive. Oh, good. Because I had forgot about it. I was sitting here thinking about what to talk about today. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, do not have a gun in the car with your son if he says, I want to do a video for TikTok. Somebody gonna get shot. And it may be you. So don't do it. Okay. TikTok's not that important. Okay. I got a TikTok account, but I never have figure out how to do it. Now you were talking about a father here. This is in Seattle, but it happened. A father uses a frying pan to fight off armed intruder while his daughter was calling 911. That's what I'm talking about. You see, you do what you have to do when you have to do it. Now here's one right here. This one right here, this graves my heart. Okay, graves my heart. This one right here graves my heart. Fort Carson, Colorado. Okay, Sergeant First Class, 49 felony charges for expanding child exploitation case. E7. Come on, man. Are we scraping the bottom of the barrel now to promote people? Really? I mean, E7. I mean, my heroes. Okay. But here's the one that's going to come up next on your screen. The Pentagon has placed 1,500 active duty soldiers on standby for possible Minnesota deployment. I wish they would. I wish I was going to show you guys some. I can't find the video, but I'll find it later on. But this thing this thing is tough. Yeah. What's up there, Mister?
Hey, what's up, Kevin? How's it going?
Mr. MP? What's up?
Hey, you know what, Hua? And it's funny you're on that subject.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't. You know, one would think you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, but when your commander in chief is guilty of the same thing.
But the Constitution. Wait a minute. He's not. He is not judged by the UCMJ.
Kevin, the man is commander in chief.
That's true, but he's still not judged by the UCMJ.
Kevin, the principle of the matter is he's supposed to be a man of integrity and honor.
It don't say that in the Constitution.
Kevin, there was a time where we expected our president to be honorable and a man with integrity and dignity, who had some type of boundaries.
Right,
and
but
yet, you know, I would say,
I know,
Kevin,
it's
the military
not in
standards.
the Constitution.
Kevin, the military standards. One of the things I respected and honored about my service, although I was not perfect, you know, we had standards. But when you got your commander in chief, 34 count felon, accused of, you know, sexually assaulting women, found guilty of part of that.
Marty, how many men in the military got accused of sexual assault?
Kevin, I understand that, okay. but you asked a rhetorical question, Kevin. Are we scraping the bottom of the barrel? I think we answered that in 2024 at the election, where it didn't matter where they
77 million people didn't feel the way you do.
Exactly. So, Kevin, to answer your own question, yes, we're willing to scrape to the bottom of the barrel.
Okay.
When you got people electing a guy like that, in office, Kevin.
Okay. Well, hold on. Listen,
Kevin, they'd rather put him in there than a black woman. That's just the bottom line.
Okay, now,
and she predicted all this stuff was going to happen. All the things that he's doing right now.
What black
woman? Predicted everything.
What black woman you talking about?
We're talking about Kamala Harris, Kevin.
She ain't black.
Kevin, she's black.
She ain't black.
Kevin, I put it this way. In the 1960s, if she was to walk into any establishment and they saw her, they wouldn't let her eat at the front counter.
Well,
they wouldn't let her into the front door.
That's because of the idiocy of them, but she is not a black woman.
Yes, Kevin, she's a black woman.
Y'all just trying
to
get some black out of
a black woman. And she's a woman of color, Kevin.
Every woman is a woman of color.
Kevin, you got several billion people on this earth, and there's more people of color than there are of anyone else. She's a woman of color.
And it seems that
that's all that matters in America.
Wait a minute. Why does it seem, and this is just a question, why does it seem that most of the places that are ran by color folks, not all of them, of course, it's messed up?
Kevin, they deployed a black man to Jamaica. He was a Marine career veteran.
Yeah.
But because of his dual citizenship, they assumed that he was They assumed that he was Jamaican and he wasn't from America.
Right.
They judged him by his color, Kevin, because they wouldn't send a Russian to Haiti,
Well,
a Russian to Haiti.
well,
And I find it unique. I find it unique, Kevin. All these Europeans that overstayed their visa, and you got Russian communities,
I'm with you.
and they're the ones that are spying. And yet you don't see not one Russian or European person being shipped off to countries, of their origin, or either countries outside their origin. Name one, Kevin.
Well, I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know any.
So it's obvious, Kevin. They did not want a woman of color.
Well, we
in that office.
We didn't want a woman of no color in that office.
Kevin, that speaks to another thing too.
Yeah.
But another thing, I just wanted to put that out there, Kevin. To answer your question, are we scraping to the bottom of the barrel?
Wait.
Heck yeah.
Did the good Lord make women to lead men or men to lead women?
Well, unfortunately, Kevin, they're in a situation where they got to lead whether they want it or not, because we're not showing up. We're not in the households the way we should be.
That's true.
And so they're leading.
Most of them, a lot of them are responsible for that too, though.
Well, yes, but both men and women are responsible for that, Kevin. Because if a man was a man, he would.
Child, yeah, they're responsible. But
They're
I'm like, wait a minute. What did
Charlie
Kirk say? Charlie Kirk said we have divorced our men and married the government.
Charlie Kirk said a lot of things that you'll get fired for if you was to tell the truth about Charlie Kirk. So that says a lot about our country.
Wait a minute. Why are you going to get? You have a right to your opinion, like the woman in Montgomery here who said,
not in today's America, where you have a school teacher who commented about him and she ended up getting fired.
Who?
Kevin, you had a lot of people getting fired from their jobs when they said something about Charlie Kirk. A lot of people. Come on, Kevin, don't act brand new. Yeah, people get afraid of.
Listen, I disagreed with that also. I said it's America.
Yes,
you got a right to talk to anybody you want to.
Exactly, but you get it back to that question you asked at the primary question: are we scraping to the bottom of the barrel? Yes, because under this administration, anything goes.
But unfortunately,
we elected.
Okay, will you answer? Wait. Yes or no? When we go in the military, especially when we become an NCO, we raise our hand, we say we'll abide by.
Kevin,
wait a minute. That's what we say. And isn't there a standard of conduct covered by the UCMJ that does not
Kevin,
cover the President of the United States?
And Kevin, I'm going to say this to you right here, and this is the honest God's truth. I was in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I was a military police instructor, an AIT instructor. I knew this drill sergeant personally. We call him Shaka, because he was about as dark as night. Mm-hmm. But he was an E9 promotable, Kevin. Mm-hmm. But he was an MP drill sergeant. He cheated on his wife. Not only did they do an Article 32 and eventually Article 15 and demoted him from E8 to E4, they sent him to Leavenworth because he cheated on his wife.
They used to do that. Yeah, they used to do that. I don't think they do that now.
For an MP, that's the type of strict standards you have, which we understood that. And those were the standards, Kevin. But when you have your commander-in-chief where everything goes, whether he's under the UCMJ code or not, Kevin, it's about principle and integrity and setting the example, Kevin. That's what it's about.
You ain't got to tell me. But again, it is about being human also. And again, the President of the United States does not come under the UCMJ.
Kevin, you expect a person of 80 years old to be a little wiser than most?
Well, you
do. You know, he's the grandparent.
Yeah.
And you can't excuse the indefensible or inexcusable, Kevin.
Well, this guy was messing with kids. I can handle a lot of things, but messing with kids is something that you just don't do.
Exactly. Well, just raping women is something you don't do.
Prove it.
And Epstein found a lot of those individuals, 13 and 14-year-old kids.
Okay, I want you to be absolutely honest with me. Don't give me a whole bunch of crapola. Since you were an MP, did you come across a woman who said she was raped and she wasn't?
Kevin, you have a lot of that, but at least you went to court and trial and nobody.
Marty,
Kevin,
see you later. Okay, that's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Just because somebody says you did it, don't mean you did it. Show me the video, okay? You can blame a man. A man could be in New York and a woman could be in California. And I was on the phone with him and he raped me. Really? Seriously? And I think we have one. But you know, And again, after you live a while, you realize that, boy, when you look in the mirror, you shouldn't look for perfection until you look in the mirror and find something. Come on, man. Man, you must live a lonely life.
No, this is fun. That's got to be an AI. Marty ain't that stupid, is he? That's got to be an AI on Marty, because he said some of the stupidest things. Where was Trump charged with a sexual thing?
Yeah, and again,
when was he?
Where was the proof that he ever did anything like that? They don't have.
It's not proof of anything. He never was charged. It was a civil thing that had to do with slander.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was assaulted, blah blah blah. Who the hell did he talk about shit to Haiti? What was that all about?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that one.
Man, he just makes up ignorant stuff. But it's got to be AI. I know the man ain't that stupid. Well, and all them 39 counts. What's happened with those, Marty?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to those.
What happened with him, Marty? What's happened with any case that he was charged with, Marty?
And most of them have been dismissed.
Even the New York thing was thrown out with Letitia James. You know, that's just ignorant hate. These guys are ignorant, and talk about standards and the commander in chief. What happened with Bill Clinton, Marty? And I bet you anything he can't find nobody that was sitting in Leavenworth was cheating on his wife. It's just lie after lie after lie. But prove some of the stuff you say, Marty.
All righty then. Now, I got one more video to share with you guys right now to show you how you can be crazy and what's going on in Minnesota. They got some crazy ass people up there. Let me show you this one before Marty calls me back and tells me, well, not really. Okay, yeah, we do. Yeah, we got some crazy people up there. So here's one where there's somebody who's going. Trump was found liable in sexual assault. He refused to testify. I don't blame him, because how you testify against something that's negative? You just lie. You just lie on about it. And then once you lie on them, now they got to spend their whole day trying to tell people how you lied. Okay, so I'm just saying, I don't know. There are a lot of women who have said they were assaulted and were not. Okay, so, but let me show this right quick. Okay, now I want you to look at this right quick. Now this is in Minnesota. So I want you. Can I get that? Can I get that? Can I? Okay. Share the screen right here. Can I get this one right here? Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go right there. Okay. And again, y'all just look at this and all you can say, wow. Okay. Ready to go? Are we ready to go? Okay, let's go.
Again, 1140 call. 10-4.
Okay. Now this is a crazy woman.
Hi, what's your name, ma'am?
Why are you calling? Why?
We got called to come check on you. They were concerned.
There's nobody concerned.
There was. We got a phone call. What's going on today?
This is Minnesota.
Where did you get a call from?
I don't know. It was an anonymous caller saying there was a white.
I know, that's what they keep doing that. You know, they did that in Nebraska with my children. They keep calling in false reports.
Okay.
I think she's on marijuana.
Nothing. I don't think that it's okay for people.
I can't help it that people call, and it's my job to come respond when we have a call in, to come check on people. Okay. Now my concern is coming out of my concern.
Your concern is everybody.
My concern is that the car smells heavily of marijuana.
Aerogel. Come on now.
When's the last time you smoked any marijuana in here?
Well, that's actually didn't smoke any marijuana
in here, and I don't want to get into that because then they're calling you on me.
Other people have. You don't smoke any marijuana.
I have medical marijuana. I had my card.
Do you have a medical marijuana card?
I had one.
Do you have one? Current? No. Okay. Step outside of the vehicle here.
No, you're not.
Here we go.
Turn off the car. Turn off the car.
No.
399, she's fleeing.
Let's wait, get to the good part here.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. No.
Now, if she'd have shot her, then
299, she almost struck me.
Get out of the car.
Minnesota.
Ah! Show your hands!
Give me Metro. She struck me. Shots fired.
So she knocked the hell out of a guy with a car. But then the shot her dead.
And so as soon as I heard that, I put two and two together, like just peeping, like hearing the, you know how you turn it when the gravel scratches? Yeah, I heard that. And then that's when I kind of sped walked to the truck in case she was.
So much for that. Anyway, that's the stuff that's going on up in Minnesota right now. Okay, she's just gonna run the police off over on top of a hill. Done. I gotta go. Time's up. Anyway, so that's the way that's the I got some more stuff too. Boy. Trump supporters are solved for the crime for the Trump crime. No. We want the crimes to be legitimate. If you did something wrong, fine. Okay, be legitimate. A woman 30 years later, well, I was in the dressing room and he assaulted me. Then how come we are just hearing about it now? Okay, there ought to be a statute of limitations on these false, fraudulent claims that people do. Because if that's going to be the case, then a man, no place in America is free. We are at the behest of any female who wants to say, well, he did this to me and he did that to me. Okay. 30 years later? Seriously? Really? Like that Me Too movement came. We messed up with Bill Cosby. He got screwed over. I mean, a lot of folks. 30 years later? Come on, Joe. Come on, brother. Really? What's fair about that? What is fair? He's a felon. Well, if the truth be told, a lot of us are felons. We just never got caught. And they're making things now felonious that shouldn't be. But a lot of us are felons. We just hadn't got caught. Because Trump is not a conservative. Okay, he's not. He's more of a Democrat than he is a conservative, but he does have some common sense. So he does have some common sense on how things should run, and I'm with him. Yeah, but he's not a conservative. As a matter of fact, I've never heard him call himself a conservative. Anyway, gotta go. But it's always good to talk to you, Joe. You know my man. You're gonna be my legal representative, as a matter of fact. So if I got any legal issues, I'm gonna come to you, okay? Because I know I'm going to get an unbiased, neutral. Let's talk about con man now. Let's not talk about con man because that profession you in get a lot of conning be going on, okay? Yeah, I know I had yesterday off, but I'm tired already. Marty wore me out. Marty wore me out. He keep wanting to put the president as if he is a member of the military. He is not. Okay, he is not. He does not come under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. He comes under our state and local law, but not the Code of Military Justice. No, you don't have to do that. Anyway, my time is up. I gotta go. I'm supposed to have somebody on tomorrow. I can't think of who it is now though. But that's because my mind ain't what it used to be. But we hopefully we're getting there. I thought of things yesterday I hadn't thought about in 40 years. So my mind's still working. Okay. So don't forget, it is not the strength you get from falling. It is from getting up each and every time you do. That's where it comes from. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you. You get Lord Seth the same.